Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. It is 8:23 a.m. This is News and Views on Salam Media. And we are now going to be talking with Raphael Bahebwa. We're going to be looking at the reason for the DRC government, the M23 peace talks that have been stalled in Doha. We understand that negotiations aimed at restoring peace in the east of the DRC have dragged on for months in the Qatari capital of Doha, stalled by disagreements between the Congolese government and the M23 rebels over key demands to end the conflict. Let's understand what those key demands might be. Is there any way that the two parties concerned can come to an agreement so that the madness can eventually come to an end? A member of the Congolese Solidarity Campaign, Raphael Bahebwa, is online to talk to us about this very important matter. A very good morning to you, Raphael. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you so much for inviting me this morning. I really appreciate it, and I'm trying to greet all your viewers. Yes, we are here. We are here to speak about the issue. Yeah, we are here.
What on earth is going on? These talks have been going on for months on end, and apparently there were obviously agreements or demands from both parties. What do those demands look like? Which party is creating the peace talks to be at a very critical junction to be held up? And what needs to be done for the peace talks to go forward?
Thank you so much, comrade, for your question, and I really appreciate. We, as a Congolese Solidarity Campaign movement, we are hearing what they say. But whenever we speak about this, we always welcome people to interview us because we know what is happening. I just said Nastra Naidu, I think she's your colleague, what we believe about what is happening in Great Lake. We don't trust Congolese government. M23 is Rwandese people, and there is no a peace agreement which they can make because it's man-made. Is American influence, which America is the one which creating the horrible situation in DRC, but they want to be like the one who want to intermediate to bring peace and force Rwanda. I'm not talking about M23 because those are not those names. Either like we spoke previously, they changed from one name to the other. So I don't want to speak about them, even though you asked me about them. But I think the question should be how DRC want to sign peace agreement with Congo, because I've been following Nduruwayo, who's the Minister of External Affairs of Rwanda, who's trying to impose what needs to be done on the peace of so-called Congolese rebels who are fighting in Congo, but supported with Rwanda Force Army. And you want, or people they want to hear about peace between M23. Who's M23? We want to have first definition, people they must understand clear who's M23, and then peace, what is peace about? Because this politics of America and these other superpowers, they try to influence what they want, meanwhile they're speaking about peace, and there's no peace. Because if it was from Congolese to Congolese, we should speak about peace. But how come they invaded our country, imposed with America to make a peace for their deal of mineral in Congo, and then they want to say they want to speak peace? I'm sorry also about our government, because when they start their meetings or their relationship before Tshisekedi came to power, inviting them, hosting them in Kinshasa for a couple of months, eating with them what they were eating in the name of Congolese. When he came to power, the same M23 which you call, they trying to start the war, and now they already take two cities of North and South Kivu, and then they say that they're going to make peace. My sister, this is false. This doesn't exist. This is a nonsense. It's a nonsense unless, because if peace can be established, people they escaping to speak about Rwanda, they want to bring peace in Congo. Why they don't make deal of peace with Hutu?
Okay,
That is my question.
Raphael,
Yes.
let me ask you this question.
Raphael, let me ask you
What
this
is
question.
what is the interest of Rwanda in the DRC? They are your neighbors, and I'm kind of wondering what is their agenda to be involved here as well?
According to me, my sister, we don't have business with Rwanda. I'm saying the interest of Rwanda in Congo. Rwanda is a police of America in Congo. Everything which they doing, they trying to steal and kill people in Congo so that America can still keep its power. Last time the European Union, they financed Rwanda to keep on what they doing. So either, like I said, the people are saying that is very is very complex issue. But since 1996, the article I wrote, which I sent to Nasra Naidu, where one professor in America wrote that since Rwanda entered the Congo soil in the name of going and follow those rebels from Rwanda, they occupy both Kivu 100% economically. Through that, they build a 5 million a company which need to process gold and in 2019 and is working. Meanwhile, they don't have even one mining, which is mining gold in Rwanda and so on, about Rubaya and so on. We don't have deal with Rwanda, and then it must be named and be clear that they working under America and then to oppress our people and bring genocide in Congo. There's no any, and you must understand that peace which they talking, this is between Congolese government and their friend M23 and Rwanda. But we Congolese, we are not in that business, not at all. That's why we will fight up to the last drop of our blood.
Let me ask you this very important question. Let's assume, and I know I hear you loudly and clearly, that Rwanda has nothing to do with the situation in the DRC. As you've indicated, they're being funded by the United States to keep their American interests safe. Obviously, all the minerals, America has got their hands on the natural resources of the DRC, and they want to continue holding on to those resources. They, according to you, are funding M23. Let's just assume, so we get the picture very clearly. Thank you to you for painting a very clear picture for us. But let's assume these talks, these supposed peace talks between the Rwanda M23 and the DRC government, let's assume those peace talks do get signed off. What do you suppose are the implications on your organization and the people of the DRC, the actual people living there and fighting to keep what is theirs? They want to keep this land safe from greedy foreign influence and greedy foreign hands.
No, I think for me, answering that question, anything which will be named like peace between DRC and M23 proxies of Rwanda, for Congo, it won't bring any solution at all, because Kagame, the president of Rwanda, wants to extend the land and create Hima Empire, and they're using something they developed in Rwanda which called Ubwenge. It means they're fooling white people who are behind them, imperialists. They're fooling them, meanwhile they have their agenda. If you go to Rwanda, you ask what is Ubwenge, they will tell you clear that is to fool the entire world by saying that they are following their people who committed genocide. Meanwhile, is a Kagame who's a source of that genocide in Rwanda, which gives them half of their economy. But when you say that the peace will be, for us, we're not expecting anything. And that's why we are saying that even though our government is chameleon, sometimes they say, yes, go to talk, yes, peace, but we Congolese, we don't expect nothing. That's why, as a compatriot Congolese, and as a forces on the ground, we have people who are fighting, and we say we're going to fight, and we are not interested with this nonsense peace talk. We are not. Because if it's a peace, should be peace between Congolese people if they were fight between ourselves. But how come a country invaded other country? Where's the human right? Where's the international community? Those are the ones who are supposed to interfere, but where they are. And because America is superpower, is dictating. European Union is popping money in the Rwanda government so that they can keep calm and cross the border and do atrocity and genocide in Congo. So we are not interested. That is a nonsense. Peace talk. We're not interested as a Congolese. Thank you.
So this is going to then carry on for a long, long time to come. In your view, what do you believe could and should be happening? Which governments do you believe should be assisting the people on the ground in the DRC to try and resolve this conflict, for Rwanda to take its nose out of the business of the DRC, for America to take their dirty hands off the natural resources of the DRC? Whom do you believe, and how do you believe this process should go forward? Or do you foresee a long, ongoing, protracted battle that will possibly just kill hundreds and thousands of people and deplete the natural resources of the DRC? When and how is this going to end?
Thank you so much for your question. Maybe all the question which you are asking me, it need to build a background so that you must understand. Because I don't want Salam media to be full, like how other media have been fooling along the way by telling them story and listening to someone who's sitting in Washington in air-conditioned office writing about what is happening in Congo. You heard about what even former president of South Africa, Mbeki, is speaking about Congo, and he never even been there. This is what we don't lack, and we stand as a Congolese. What I'm trying to say, I don't know if I catch properly your question, but what we're trying to say, there is no government out of Congo which is going to bring a solution in this matter. That's why we say, even though we feel we are alone under the globe, because everyone wants to go and steal from Congo. They send UN peacekeepers in Congo. Along the way, they found in their cars there are a lot of coltans and this mineral from Congo. So no one who's willing to help Congo, because many people are running to America. Many people are running to street of London or London, UK. Many people are running to Belgium. Many people are running to France. Meanwhile, France is the one which is polluting Africa from Cape to Cairo. All these countries, they put their a refinery to steal petrol, to steal copper, to steal gas, and so on. So what I'm trying to say, we Congolese people and our movement, Congolese Solidarity Campaign, we are not blaming our government, because this Mr. Tshisekedi, he tried his best. But through Mr. Bill Clinton and Kagame, they call him last year in Rwanda, where they trying to celebrate so-called genocide. So-called genocide. Or if it was genocide, Kagame must answer that. Who brought genocide? Because he's the one who killed Habyarimana in the aeroplane. So they call it so-called genocide. But on top of that, what we're trying to say in between is that we are actually disappointed with the entire world, because even this human right, either like I say, even this big organization, when they reach Congo, they turn Congo to be their own business for their own interest. That's why we have Wazalendo. I don't know if you know about this name. These are compatriot Congolese plus us, Congolese Solidarity Campaign. We are trying to say no one who can bring peace, because if we prepare peace, we must take gun and fight until when we reach the peace. So anyone who feel to come and join us is much welcome. But we're not going to say that we're going to sign peace with evil Rwanda. No, we don't do that. We stand on our position saying that we will fight until the last drop of our blood so that our country must be liberated, especially both Kivu, which by last week the M23 assassinate over 260 people in Nyangezi. I'm saying with precision because I know the place. I'm from that area. They assassinate after their confrontation with Wazalendo. When Wazalendo were trying to say, no, we're not going to kill our population, M23 come and they slaughtered over 260 people. It means many families were wiped off. So how can we keep quiet? That's why we're holding a gun in Congo by saying that we will fight until when we reach our own peace. I think this is what we are trying to say.
Raphael Bahebwa,
Raphael
thank you very
Bahebwa,
much
thank you very much.
for putting this very complicated matter into context for us. And once again, it's the imperialists that are driven by greed, and they then go out and whisper corruption in the ears of your neighbors. Thus, the DRC finds himself in this situation yet once again. For many, many years, the Western countries enrich themselves via the blood diamond trade, and it seems as if they will continue to do so. But thank you for being so precise in your explanation of what exactly is happening in the DRC, and we do pray and wish you well to truly emancipate your country and your people. Thank you. God bless and go well.
Well, thank you, my sister. You are welcome.
It is exactly 8:41 a.m. News and Views moving along. We're going for an ad break, and then we will try and get hold of our next guest. We have been having a bit of a problem connecting with Dennis Bloom. Let's see how that is proceeding.